The difference between FHTM and most marketing businesses, first of all, I think it's the stigma of network marketing. When I got involved in the company, I had never in my life been in a network marketing business, and frankly had no desire to be. I was going to school full time. I believed in that. We were finishing up a degree in civil engineering. I'd spent 6 years at Arkansas State University, and because I believed in that. I studied water and waste systems. I had a landscaping business, installing irrigation, and all that went together because I knew I had control of it. The reason that I really never had a desire to be in a network marketing business is because I thought that all you got paid was what other people did, and you really had no control over it. And so I felt almost powerless. We all feel more comfortable with something we have power over or control over. But when I got in the business, you really realized that you actually had more control over that than you did in my landscaping business, because I could determine where the business went, or what I wanted it to be like, or where I wanted it to go, or what kind of people I wanted to work with. But when I actually seen the business model, it did make sense to me. And I think that's the reason I knew that if it makes sense to me, it's bound to make sense to somebody else. When I started the business, I found every excuse to not do it because everybody had taught me, well, network marketing doesn't work, they never pan out, they never really pay you, the products never really work, it's never really worth the money. But when I finally got involved in the business, when I took a second look at it, I think it's worth a serious look, because the products and services are proven. It's things that people are already going to do. But more importantly, that I was spending hours and hours in landscaping. I would go 60, 70 hours a week in my landscaping business. I was taking, that semester I had 14 credit hours at Arkansas State University. I had one daughter that was 3 years old, and a little boy that was just born, and a little newborn, Salem. And all that stuff added up, I didn't have time to do anything. And so whenever we were introduced to the business, our first thought was that I don't have time for it. So, anytime that anybody will share with you, other people will share with you things, and a lot of times what we want to do is find reasons not to do it and look for reasons not to do it. But I'm telling you, if you could find one reason to do it, it'd be worth it. Because that's the way we had to start. And the reason we did it, I didn't have time to do the business. I didn't have time. I didn't have an extra hour a week. I didn't have no time. If you'd have said, how many hours can you put to it a week? I'd have said 0. I don't have any hours. I'm too busy. I've got too much stuff going on. I didn't have any time. I didn't think it would weigh out. I didn't know what was really going to happen. But I realized over a little bit of time, as the business started to grow, the more money I made, the more time it was given. So the income justified the time rather than the other way around, because I was so busy. But what I got in the business, I found one reason to do it, and that reason was somebody said, I'll help you. And I went in on that. But after a little bit of time building the business, obviously the income goes up, so now I put a little more time into it because I was making more money. So then the more money I made, the more time I wanted to spend on it. Because once you realize they're going to pay you, and once you realize you're going to get a little bit of your income, it's really going to work, you realize, hey, I didn't believe when I first started. There's no way on earth a person could walk into a business and really believe that that's what's going to happen. You don't have to believe with the day you get in the business that you're going to be very successful to be successful. There ain't no way you have to, because I didn't. So that would prove it. I didn't believe that. But I got in there and it started growing. And every time it grow a little bit, I'd say, well, I believe that much. And then I'd continue on. And, well, I believe that much, and I'd continue on. And finally, you look back and it's just a bunch of little battles. It wasn't that great big of a deal. Just a bunch of small battles, a bunch of small meetings, different things that we did, and it all panned out to this great big picture.